What other thing would I need to show you? I think probably right now the shadow of a floating box will be useful. So let's see that. This means the shadow of something that's up in the air away from the ground. So let's draw that. Shadow of a floating box. Find the shadow of a floating box. This will be negative sun. Shadow of a floating box. This will be the horizon line. Horizon line. And let's draw the horizon line is up high in the air, and so are we, because the horizon line is our eye level. So here then is a box up here near this horizon, and what I want to do is I want to make sure that the back corner of the box doesn't fall directly behind the front corner. So I think I'll draw the hidden lines here before I put the end in it by doing this. Then I'll draw the back corner like this. Then find the front right corner over here and over here and make a vertical at that point. And that gives the floating box. So here's the deal. I'm going to pick a shadow vanishing point here, and I'm going to hold off on finding the negative sun for a bit. What I want to do is this. I want to draw lines down to the ground, kind of like stilts holding this thing up. So by that, what I mean is I'm going to make verticals that come down, and I'm going to pick an arbitrary height. I'm the designer. I'm going to decide how high this box is up. Then I'm left with the problem of how am I going to draw the shadow. So what I've done is I've decided that the box is high enough up that if I were to draw this on the ground, what I'm drawing on the ground here is actually a rectangle under the bottom of the box, and it is not a shadow, but it's just a means of plotting the shadow. So there's a rectangle on the ground directly under the box. So I have here the shadow vanishing point. So I could tell this. Here's the right vanishing point over here. If the shadow vanishing point is moved that way, that tells me that the sun is illuminating these sides of the box, but the back sides of the box are in shadow. So what I like to do is consider the break between light and shadow as the vertical lines, which will give me the sides of the shadow when I draw it. So what I'm going to do is come down to the base of this vertical and draw toward the shadow vanishing point, and from the base of this one over here, and draw toward the shadow vanishing point. Now what I need to do is locate where I want to have the negative sun. So let's make a vertical line down. Let's see what's going to happen here. Just let me take a look and then draw to the vanishing point. That should work. Neg sun. Okay, so what I'm going to do is draw now, identifying this section in shadow on the blue line below by doing this, by drawing toward the negative sun like this and like this. I'm finding this piece of shadow right here. So that line on the ground makes a piece of shadow right here. Let's find the other side. Let's draw from the top and bottom of that one toward the negative sun like this. And that gives me a piece of shadow right here. So let's say then that this makes this right here. So now all I have to do now is draw to both vanishing points twice and I'll be done. So here's the deal. In order to understand what that means, this shadow should look something like this. We have the verticals are making lines that go toward the shadow vanishing point. But the horizontals are making lines that are parallel to those. So those lines should go to the two vanishing points like this. So you get a six-sided shape, something like this. These two lines here are the shadows of the vertical elements. But this line here and this line here will make shadows parallel to them, and this line will make shadows parallel to them also. So let's take this line and make a shadow that's parallel to it. That means it goes to the same vanishing point like this. Now let's find this one. This line will go make a shadow parallel to it. So find this corner in shadow right here and draw to the same vanishing point that that line goes to right there. Now you see I have the shadows of these two lines right here, here and here. I also have the shadows of the two sides. Now let's look at this one. This line starts from this corner and goes to this vanishing point. Find the shadow of this corner and draw parallel to the same vanishing point. This line from this shadow goes to this vanishing point. Find the shadow of that corner and draw to the same vanishing point, and that completes the shadow. So by drawing those horizontals, now if you wanted to prove it out, you could draw from each corner like this, right through here. See, it comes from here to here. Then up here you could draw from this one, here up to here, right to there. So you could draw the lines from all those corners if you needed to check it out and make sure it's really good. Let's